Welcome to the Roaming Yeti podcast, where we share travel stories full of nostalgia, interesting locations, and the tales behind those locations. I am your host and head Yeti, Beth Scalacci. So today I want to share some planning we're doing for an upcoming trip in December. Winter break hits for college. We are picking Julia up in Cincinnati, and then we're going to actually drive down to Orlando from Cincinnati. It's about a 12 to 13 hour drive, which is very similar to our drive from here in Maryland down to Orlando as well. We are set to visit Universal for a couple of days, and then we will head over to Walt Disney World. I'll be talking a little bit more about the Disney World one on another episode. But, I realized when John and I started talking, we haven't been to Universal in Florida in about 24 years, and that means Julia's never been there. A lot has changed, of course, since the last time we were there. So I'm in a bit of planning mode. I'm doing some research. I'm looking what's going on. And I just thought, in case you haven't been there in a while, or if you have, please email me with advice. I just wanted to sort of share what we're planning and what I'm learning in all this. So, of course, I dug in the history a little bit, and Universal Studios Orlando was conceived initially as a way to expand the brand outside of its Hollywood location. And Universal Pictures and its parent company at the time, MCA, began considering this idea of a Florida theme park in the early 1980s. And construction of Universal Studios Florida began in 1986 on this massive 444-acre site in Orlando. And, they say it's the first time a major film studio established a theme park on the East Coast, but I mean, Disney was already there, so I'm not really sure on that statement from them, but we'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. I guess since Disney was mainly animation at that time. I don't know. But anyhow, Universal Studios Florida officially opened its gates to the public on June 7th, 1990. I actually thought this was an older park than that. So, it was really interesting. So the opening day attractions, the list of that was the production tram tour, E.T. Adventure, Jaws, Earthquake, Kong Frontation, Ghostbusters Spectacular, Murder, She Wrote Mystery Theater, Phantom of the Opera Horror Makeup Show, Animal Actors, Alfred Hitchcock, The Art of Making Movies, Fantastic World of Hanna-Barbera. Remember Hanna-Barbera cartoons? Oh, good stuff. Nickelodeon Studios, and Dynamic Nights Stunt Spectacular. I was trying to remember back to some of the rides we would have rode. I don't always have the greatest of memories, but I remember a tram tour. It was that the backlot tour. I remember E.T. Adventure. I remember Jaws, but I felt like it was part of the backlot tour, so I'm not sure. Same for Earth and Earthquake and something with Kong. I felt that was part of the backlot tour as well. I don't remember. Someone can let me know. I remember there was an Animal Actors, and I remember something of a nighttime stunt spectacular. I don't know if it's the same one as this one, but I experienced some of those. But like I said, that was 24 years ago. Which is crazy to me. We haven't been back. I feel a little bad about that. Their second park, called Universal's Island of Adventure, that opened in 1999 on May 28th, and it was part of an expansion that converted Universal Studios Florida into Universal Orlando Resort. So Universal Orlando Resort, I've learned, is everything, and then Universal Studios Florida is one park, and Islands of Adventure is another park. So I will probably mess that up in this conversation, so please excuse me. But this park was sort of designed to be a journey of exploration where guests could embark on an adventure to visit these various themed islands. Um, of course, each island has its own themes and its own attractions. And these islands included Port of Entry, which is the entrance to the park, and it was designed as a global marketplace. Marvel Superhero Island features attractions based on Marvel comics, characters like Spider-Man and the Incredible Hulk. Toon Lagoon, which is home to some water-based attractions inspired by classic cartoon characters. Nope, I'll be skipping that. Thanks. Jurassic Park is based on, of course, the film franchise, and it's well known for now Velocicoaster, but at the time Jurassic Park River Adventure. The Lost Continent was a mythical land inspired by legends and stories from around the world, is their description. And Seuss Landing, which was an island, a whimsical area based on the works of Dr. Seuss. So, in addition to that, probably one of the most, if not the most significant milestone in the park's history was the opening of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in 2010. And this immersive land brought to life iconic locations from the Harry Potter series and became, of course, a massive success for the parks and attracted fans worldwide. And Universal Orlando has continued to expand and evolved over the years. Now it has Diagon Alley, which is part of the Wizarding World. That opened in 2014. In 2017, they opened Volcano Bay, which is a water park, tropical paradise, water rides and attractions. And one other significant moment in history for Universal, in 2021, Fast and Furious Supercharged opens at Universal Studios Florida. And we'll get back to this topic in just a little bit. First, I want to take a look at the hotels, and I'm only going to talk about the hotels that are actually on the resort. And they have theirs broken into a premier option, a prime value option, and then a value option. So at the top is your premier options, and this gets you, if you do a vacation plan with them, you get a free Universal Express Unlimited Pass, which allows you to skip lines. So for you Disney fans, older Disney fans that remember fast passes, this is like unlimited fast passes to all the rides that participate, which when I looked at the list seems like pretty much everything. So because of limited days, that's a really good thing to have. You can usually get through both parks in 2 days with that. So your premier options are Lowe's Portofino Bay Hotel, a Hard Rock, and Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort. So the Portofino is themed after the Italian fishing village of Portofino. It has a waterfront, a gondola ride, and of course restaurants with Italian. Hard Rock Hotel, rock and roll theme. We're all pretty familiar with that. Has a lot of, variety of restaurants, bars, and of course nightclubs. And then the Lowe's Royal Pacific Resort is themed after the South Pacific Islands, has a lagoon with a sandy beach, waterfall, and has a variety of restaurants as well. In the prime value options, there is Universal's Cabana Bay Beach Resort, and this is themed after a classic 1950s beach resort. Has 2 swimming pools, a bowling alley, and a lot of restaurants. Another prime value is Aventura Hotel. This hotel is right across the street from Universal Studios Florida. Has a rooftop bar, rooftop pool, a fitness center, and a variety of dining options. And then there's 2 value options, pretty much named the same thing. So there's Universal Endless Summer Resort, Dockside Inn and Suites, and then there's Universal Endless Summer Resort, Surfside Inn and Suites. So Dockside Inn and Suites is Florida Keys style, sort of themed, and then Surfside Inn and Suites is California Beach Bungalow Resort themed. Again, those are your value options. We are staying in a resort hotel, but I'm gonna hold that information until we return, so I can give you some more details about it and get a little more into it at that time. But those are the hotels. Those are your options on resort. If I understand, there's some other partners and there's some other, but we were specifically looking to stay close, to take advantage of some of the perks. So the next thing I wanted to do then, is I wanted to get sort of acclimated with what was at the park now. So let's take a look at the different themed areas throughout the two parks. I'm not going to touch on Volcano Bay. We won't be visiting the water park. Again, if that's your thing, go for it. Love it. I would love to have you on. We can talk about it. There's just not, it's just not something we do. So Universal Studios Florida, which was the original park, has a Hollywood area. They have Minion Land, which has a new ride, Villain Con Minion Blast, that I'm looking forward to trying out. There is a New York section, which has Revenge of the Mummy and Race Through New York, starring Jimmy Fallon. I have heard that the Jimmy Fallon ride is very motion sickness inducing. So a lot of these simulator rides, they're cool, but they actually cause me worse motion sickness sometimes than other rides. So we'll see how I'm feeling. Another area is Production Central. That's where there is a Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket. I think it's a little roller coaster. I'm not sure. And then there's a 3D ride, the Transformers. San Francisco. It's where we'll find Fast and Furious Supercharged. Springfield, the Simpsons ride, and Kang and Kodo's Twirl and Hurl. Yeah, that sounds exactly like something I want to ride. Diagon Alley has the Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, and it also has the King's Cross Station for Hogwarts Express, which will take you, if you have passes for both parks, it'll take you to Hogsmeade in Islands of Adventure. It's a ride between parks. The E.T. Adventure is actually in Woody Woodpecker's Kid Zone. And you can find Men in Black Alien Attack in World Expo. So if we head over to the other parks, say we get on the Hogwarts Express, in Islands of Adventures, that's where you're going to find Jurassic Park, where the Velocicoaster is. There's the River Adventure ride, and then there's the Pteranodon Flyers. Marvel Superhero Island has Doctor Doom's Fearfall, Storm Force Acceleratron, The Amazing Spider-Man, and the Incredible Hulk coaster. There's a port of entry and the Lost Continent that I cannot find on Universal site sort of what's there. So I guess I don't know if they're shopping areas or what. I'll report back for you. Seuss Island, there's a carousel. Carousel, as they say, one tit fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, the Cat in the Hat, and the High in the Sky Seuss Trolley Train Ride. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the theming in that area. Skull Island has Reign of Kong. Hogsmeade, which is the Wizarding World in Islands of Adventure, has Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure, Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, again, Hogwarts Express, and then Flight of the Hippogriff. And then Toon Lagoon has your two water rides, Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls, and Popeye and Bluto's Blige Barges. I'm not going to try to pronounce all that. So that's sort of what we were looking at, what's there. And from that, I'll let John and Julia sort of plan their attack of rides. But like I said, we have the unlimited, the Universal Express Unlimited. So that's going to help for sure. But like I said, from looking at these, there's there's a lot that I may unfortunately be skipping due to my motion sickness. I always get questions like, "What? Like, you don't ride so many of these rides. Why do you love theme parks so much?" But I do. I love them. I love being in them, watching people, just being immersed in the fandoms and watching people get excited about their fandoms. It's a lot of fun for me, even without riding the rides. Um, but I will definitely be holding backpacks and phones while those two are on coasters. I know they're looking forward to the Hulk, and I know the Velocicoaster, which, if you heard the roller coaster episode with Leroy, that gets his seal of approval, so that's good. But I get to thinking, like, I'm gonna have the Universal Express Unlimited pass too. Like, should I take on some kind of silly challenge while they're on the thrill rides? Um, if you have an idea, like, give me something to do. Like, hit me up on one of my social media accounts. There's a contact form on the roamingyeti.com website. Fill it out. Let me know. Give me some ideas of what to do. Um, you know, in addition to the rides and things, we knew this summer if this was a planned trip. We wanted to do this. And Julia's not as familiar, and I'll say, none of us were as familiar with some of the Universal movies as Disney. So we decided this summer to sort of tackle some shows and watch. So this is when I have to get really honest with you. Admit to the fact that I'm a muggle. I said it. I have read one of the Harry Potter books when it first came out. I actually had bought it on a trip we were in London, and I really liked it. It just wasn't a point in my life that I had a chance to read anymore. There was a lot going on, and I never took the time to sit and watch the movies. They were always so long. So we decided to tackle the movies this summer, and I enjoyed them. I really enjoyed the stories, but from what I can understand from talking to people, the books are so much better. No surprise, books are almost always better than movies. But it made me feel better because I wanted to be excited about the fandom, and I love people who are excited about the fandom, but I didn't get it. But I'm glad we watched them. Definitely will know more of what's going on in the wizarding world of Harry Potter. I'm looking forward to kids and adults running around with their wands and getting excited. But I'm sorry. I'm a muggle. I was talking to a friend of mine though, and I'm thinking maybe in 2024 I will tackle the books. So maybe by the end of the year I can put a sorting hat on and see which house I belong to. I don't know. But to my Harry Potter listeners, I love you. I hope you get a chance to go down and experience these lands for sure. So that's my confession for the day. I'm sorry. The other franchise, I don't know, this might be another confession, who knows. The other franchise we watched was Fast and Furious, and that culminated in watching the family in Fast 10 with my family in the theater. This franchise was a surprise to me. I didn't think I was going to like it. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't take itself too serious. But really the relationships of the people, the characters, and the humor, it really made me a fan. So I did not have that on my 2023 bingo card of becoming a fan of Fast and Furious, but here we are. So Fast and Furious Supercharged, it's going to be a must-do for me. Definitely will check out the Minion rides. Got to go old school with E.T. If I remember correctly, it's very interesting. So I loved that movie as a kid too. Oh, cried and cried. I can't wait to see the Marvel area. This is based on Marvel Comics and not the MCU. And really, this area is the reason that we're probably never going to see Marvel characters in Walt Disney World, at least not anytime soon. So I'm interested to see sort of how they do it compared to Avengers Campus in California and in Paris. I'm really sad there is no backlot tour anymore. That's just something, I love those behind the scenes things and those backstories. So that's something I was looking forward to that we won't have. I'm also I'm also excited to just walk around and experience the different lands and the theming. One of my favorites at Universal Hollywood was actually Springfield, with The Simpsons. It was so well done. It was so cute. So I'm really hoping I can visit Moe's and get a Duff's beer while we're there. And speaking of Duff's beer, I've been trying to find out what other beers they may be exclusive to Universal. I love to try beers that only are available in the parks. I know that's how the Duff beers are. At one time, there was a Jurassic Park themed one. I have to find out if that's still there. And I believe some in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. We tried some when we were in Universal Hollywood, so I don't know if they're the same. I cannot find any reliable information online right now. So if anyone knows, again, please let me know. But again, here let's talk a little bit about food and drinks that I'm on the lookout for. I know I want to try very badly a hot butterbeer. Yeah, I'm a muggle, but I got to give it a try. I can't wait. And it might be my age, but I do like to find a little bit of a lighter food at parks. So I will be checking out the Today Cafe. It looks like it has some really good fresh, good food. So I'm looking forward to that. In City Walk, there is a Margaritaville, so I know we will be stopping by there to pay our respects to Jimmy Buffett, have a margarita. Yeah, that I'm looking forward to doing that. There's also, this is so cute, there is a green eggs and ham cafe, and they have green eggs and ham tater tots that I might just have to go check out. It sounds fun. But there is a ton, just like any of these theme parks, there's so many places to choose from. Again, if you have a personal favorite, please let me know on the social media accounts or on the website. I'd love to hear from you. And in addition to this being our first trip back in a long time, I can't believe how I'm aging myself by telling you how long, but it'll also be the holidays, and I can't wait. I love seeing how parks incorporate holidays into their themed areas. I did a little research into this, of course, because that's what I do. In the New York area of the park, they have a large Christmas tree, and they have a parade that has balloons similar to those found in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. Diagon Alley and Hogsmeade get all decorated, and they have a projection show in the evening that I can't wait to see. Seussland, of course, we have a Grinch show. We're going to see Who's. I'm hoping to see the Grinch, maybe Max. Oh, fingers crossed. But I always go for sort of the niche out there thing is Earl the Squirrel. This is what I'm most interested in. Earl the Squirrel. He has become a holiday mascot at Universal Studios Orlando. And the official story from Universal is that Earl was actually a real mischievous squirrel who was found nestled in the branches of the park's main Christmas tree. And according to legend, Squirrel had an affinity for blue Christmas lights, often stealing strands and bringing them back to his nest. I love that Universal is the laid back park and can sort of make fun of itself. And now he's a character and he's an icon. I think there might even be a female squirrel that's been spotted on merch this year. I don't know. I'll let you know. But he can be seen throughout the park during the holiday season. Meet and greets. Yes, please. And it's going to be hard to resist a piece of Earl the Squirrel merch for sure. I also can't wait to check out all the holiday foods. I don't love peppermint in my stuff all the time, but in holidays, bring it on. I can't wait. I can't wait to see what other things they might have. And, there's so much to check out, and I can't wait to let you guys know what we see, what we do. so that, it's going to be after the holidays you hear about the trip, but I really do this so you can plan in the future. I know you're not going to like drop everything and run to these things. I just want you to have the information and know firsthand sort of what I liked, what I didn't like. But I just wanted to include you in the planning and really what we're looking for and sort of how I try to plan. I feel like you can't go into a theme park without some kind of plan and sort of a goal list, because it can be overwhelming and there's just so much to do. So I will let you know. I really do want to thank you for listening. As I'm, growing and figuring this whole podcast world out, please reach out to me if you have ideas. I want Roaming Yeti to be our community, our little oasis among the chaos. So let me know what topics you want to hear about. You can reach me on social media. Again, you can reach out fill out the contact form on my website, theroamingyeti.com. And I really do hope that these episodes inspire you to get out and roam, even in your own neighborhood. So please subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And if you like what we're doing here, please leave a review and a rating. And thanks so much again, and I'll talk to you soon. Keep roaming.